Hi friends, in Planet Earth dating, it's Saturday, December 11th, 2021.
Is she hailing a cab?
Day in life and the dreamy body mind.
She heard you.
The authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many search for truth rules already given to the search for truth community.
It's a mother-daughter pair.
No kidding.
Yeah. I think their plan is like they think that what she's doing here, these are like strands. If you imagine strands, they're doing some kind of work, higher dimensional work.
Right.
And they are
hold
reaching,
on.
stretching, and pulling the strands from the higher dimensions and bringing the angelic forces to
Judging
Earth.
by the foliage, I imagine they're in Guyana.
Their main beverage is Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I think they're onto something, but basically they think that through pulling the angelic energies towards this dimension, they can help our dimension be more angelic.
Of the souls, because the astral currents have riptides, and astrals kind of have earthquakes also, where we think it's connected and then bam, it's not connected, and time disconnects, and so
I think one of the angels punched her in the eye.
Man, I don't know, man. This is like these are like the stone people back that we used to see back in the coffee shop.
And now they're talking about Pope Clement V.
They are.
Clement.
Who was the Pope in a very difficult era. And he made choices that maybe with hindsight he would not have made.
Yeah,
but he was
choices.
In a difficult position, and mistakes happen.
It was a very, very rough time to be Pope.
Very rough time to be Pope. And
1307 is a rough time.
That we were able to observe.
That's weird that the angels are talking about Pope Clement. Well, we were just talking about Pope Clement like 2 weeks ago.
I know. Like I said, the whole Templar. We're really talking about Clement as much as we were talking about like how the Knights Templar kind of spawned the Freemasons and then the Masons and stuff like that. And it's a whole Masonic order of things.
But didn't Pope Clement and King Philip IV take down the Knights Templar?
Yeah, they did, and I'm thinking they just took him down just because of the Knights. Like they were like basically the Pope's army. The Popes they were bankers. They were the first. They were probably the first bank of Europe. I think they probably took him down more because France owed, I think, the Templars a lot of money.
Probably from fighting like pagan Lithuanians or something.
Pretty much, like all the Crusades and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
I think they helped finance or at least they moved the money for the Crusades. But I mean, but let's listen to what these. Enough.
I think it was the Teutonic Knights that fought the Lithuanians, but so between Robert the Bruce and William Wallace's army and the Knights Templar and King Philip IV and Pope Clement V, who do you think was on the side of the lizard people?
I don't know. I think the lizard people would probably be the whoever's in power. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they just kind of materialize behind the throne of whoever has it.
Yeah, I don't think they're. I like I said, I think the lizard people are like apolitical. You know what I'm talking about? Like
they're on neutral. They're on all sides. They're fun.
They're like neutral evil, and neutral evil is the most evil of all the alignments. I don't know if you knew that.
Neutral evil, yeah, because they don't have any
allegiance to anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
just
no logic behind it other than
self-preservation.
It's self-interest, right?
Yeah, that's really what it is. Yeah, and they don't have any real rules that they stick to. They don't have any laws. Basically it's like they could be lawful, they could be chaotic. Whatever the situation calls for is what these guys are. So
even if they're in the company with a cleric?
Yeah. There's no neutral evil clerics. They have to be lawful, either lawful evil or lawful good.
I think I remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I know.
And is that the reason why? Because clerics.
Well, clerics have to adhere to some kind of
principle. Otherwise, why would they be a cleric?
Right. Like if you want to be a druid, druids can be chaotic. And generally druids are chaotic good. But that's a conversation for another time, I believe.
Dude, I love these kinds of conversations.
Right.
I can talk about this all night. Let's hear what they have to say more about Pope Clement, though. See if they corroborate our little rundown here.
Right.
Or that guy that's who we were observing through a dreaming experience.
That soul.
Pardon.
Thank you.
And he seemed to be a good guy.
Yeah.
And he seemed to
he was a
have
good guy.
awareness.
She said he was a good guy. Huh. Maybe she knows more than we do, or maybe we know more than she does. I don't know.
Of an industry, and he was advising people who definitely did not have the awareness that he had.
That's the feeling.
So we think he was talking about the responsibility of the pulpit.
That's right.
Those who have a pulpit, whether literal or figurative.
But why would they talk about
that they not misuse it for personal benefit?
But he did misuse it for personal benefit, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the whole
consolidated power.
Yeah, they consolidated power for France.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And the papacy, but yeah.
Yeah, but
France was Catholic at the time, so.
Yeah, I mean, basically the whole idea, the whole thing that they did with the Templars is like they were like, well, we're going after them for heresy. Like it was like they were, basically like they spit on the cross. They were very very heretic-ish, for lack of a better term.
That's a word.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they that's what they went after him for. They couldn't say like, well, they're making more money than we also. They're making more money than we are.
They are making more money.
Faites la vache.
Huh? Faites la vache.
What? Faites la vache.
Vite. Okay. Huh?
Do you know? Do you know what je ne sais quoi means?
Yes.
I don't know what it means.
I think je ne sais. I don't know quoi. I don't know what.
Yeah, me neither.
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my
It means.
That's my educated joke.
That's so educated.
What does deja vu mean?
Did you ask me that?
Yeah, I thought I did. I don't know. It's weird.
Anyway. The life and other scientists are observing it also, and yet nobody's acting as if that matters.
That girl is so stoned. She is like in and out of like I don't smoke pot.
She just has visions.
Yeah, I don't smoke pot on a regular basis, but I have in the past, and that looks just like I felt. Where you're like just doing your thing, and then all of a sudden you just snap up and
Did you see higher dimensional beings?
Dude, I was watching Toy Story 2 and freaked the crap out of me. I was like, what is wrong with these puppets running around here?
Were they higher dimensional beings though?
They must have been, because it was crazy. Like they look like marionettes, and I'm like, these are the spookiest marionettes I've ever seen.
Woody?
Yeah.
I always thought he was kind of a Wotan figure.
Yeah.
Woden figure?
Woden.
He's a Woden.
Yes.
Figure.
Well, yeah.
Like the god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he's Woden.
He's Woden.
So he's a higher dimensional being.
He is.
And Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Think about it.
He flew in Lightyear, and he flies.
So
it's crazy.
I think we should look more into Toy Story, because I think it's a parable of.
Parable. of the Greek gods of fire and incest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no plan, so they're just saying stuff without any kind of plan. Maybe thinking they'll be dead by then, or they'll be retired by then, or they'll have
Right.
moved into another department. It'll be
Right.
somebody else's responsibility.
I won't be the one in the seat when the bad.
She looks like the Statue of Liberty.
She's
looks
waving
like
in freedom.
She, well, not just the statue, like her face and her. She just looks like a
Agreed.
matronly figure from like 1905, or
Right.
it must be the tracts of land.
It attracts land.
5 was the one in the
Bingo.
seat when the bad thing.
Word.
Oh, she's communicating with you. Did you see that?
Yeah, pointing right at me.
Say it must be the tracts of land.
Must be the tracts of land.
And Clement 5 was the one in the
Bingo.
seat when the bad thing happened.
That's what they're talking about.
And bad things are coming our way.
But I think
as
they're.
a collective,
I think she is communicating with you.
Yeah,
and as
yeah.
form
She's
in this
waving.
Planet
She's.
Combo Pack,
Look,
acting-
she didn't know when she recorded this that we would be reacting to her.
Right.
But I think she's getting a premonition of things you say in a future dimension.
Right.
And because
having a
she's so
conversation with
tuned
her
in
right
to all these
now.
dimensions,
Right.
all these threads, these multi-temporal threads that kind of come and go through the higher dimensions, she can sense those. So she knows that you're communicating with her now, and that's why she
Right.
keeps responding to you. I know this is happening.
I fully, yeah.
coming our way. For all of us, like for many of us, it's already right.
Like, say something to her and see if she responds.
Hey, how's it going? What's your name?
And center.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Her name's Yep. Her name's Yep.
Dude, this is like
This
that.
is crazy.
Like
It's like a Ouija board.
Yeah, no, this is like
The
no,
21st century
This,
Ouija board.
this is like when you put Dark Side of the Moon on over the Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Synchronicity, bro.
All
Okay.
right. So maybe if you talk to her, maybe I could talk to the mom.
Okay, talk to the mom.
All right.
I don't know if you can be able to get a word in edgewise.
I know she's doing a lot of talking.
I am so
Okay.
impressed at how she is without a script, just going on and on and on. Like and in so
She has
many
notes.
different places.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's. Do you see how her notes are faced? I mean, she's like they're sideways.
Maybe she reads.
I mean, that's not a very. Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
she's
she does.
Chinese.
Okay. Let's have a conversation, with these girls and
Okay.
see if they're on the same wavelength.
Okay.
Because I mean, we're trying to learn something here.
Right. Definitely.
So yeah. So let's see what we have. See what she has to say.
Okay. So, woman in blue, I'm in awe of the degree to which you are plugged into the higher forces of the universe, and I just want to know, like, give me a sign that the world is actually paying attention to you.
And now, what are we supposed to be learning from this? And maybe as an individual, what are we supposed to be learning from this?
I don't know. You hear those
Some
birds?
birds gathering. There's some hawks and other birds.
Mockingbirds.
It's hard to tell.
Hard to tell.
They
The
sound like
sign.
jays. That's a jay.
I wonder why mockingbirds would be gathering.
I don't know, but I wonder why we heard birds and all of a sudden we mentioned birds and they started talking about birds.
Yeah, it looks like if you put your arm back a little bit, it looks kind of like yours. Yeah.
What up?
So hold on.
Like we're like those. We're like the conjoined twins of the.
Hold on. Be back up a little.
Rolling into the drive-in on a Friday night. Hey girls, what's going on? It looks like you guys are at the club, and she's like, "Waitress, I'd like to have another mimosa, please."
Supposed to be learning.
Right.
And what keeps coming up over here was a healing session with a client, and he gave us permission to work through this, where the client has very recently moved to the United States from Germany. And it had always been in the soul plan that he was going to move to the United States from Germany. The details are kind of fuzzy, but we're going to get you there. And then he made it maybe a third of the way across the Atlantic.
And he drowned.
His guardian angels lost the grip on where he was. And then they stayed kind of in that area where they lost him because they didn't want to lose him further. Meanwhile, he's still traveling to the States. By the time he made it to the States, parts of his own soul had noticed, we're without angels. We don't have, they're not with us. And those pieces of the soul broke off the main soul to go find the angels, which was a good idea, except in
Now
the
how are
astral
they going
currents,
to
right? Now we have missing angels. We have missing pieces of the soul.
They must
And
have
the
gone
life's
through
body,
Charles de
it's
Gaulle.
starting to
Start
move
debating.
out
Right.
of harmony. His legs
Were they
aren't working
over the
in rhythm
Bermuda
with each
Triangle?
other. Because he's missing these big parts of him that
I had
need to
that same
find
problem in Heathrow.
divinity.
Soul
Right.
fragment.
Yep.
It always happens.
What's the message? What are we supposed to learn?
It's their
Well,
baggage
it's just total
retrieval system.
breakdown, and now we see it happening, and we see it happening in many dimensions. It's easily observable in Ground Zero, planet Earth, although humans tend to deny it and continue to phrase it as, well, if that thing that you think is happening,
That's it.
rather than saying, well, since this thing
Since
is
this is
happening, let's
happening.
deal with it.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to learn from this?
This is like bonkers, man. This is
What I learned is I'm worried
What are we
about the
supposed to
baggage
learn from
retrieval
this?
system they've got at Heathrow.
yeah.
Has to do with Pope Clement V.
Well, Pope Clement V really, he seems to be trying to tell presences who work in religious traditions that they need to step it up and deal with this inconvenient reality and tell people this is God's planet, this is not humanity's planet, and God is unhappy with destroying all life on Earth.
I think they're
This is
calling
God's
for civil
planet, not
war,
humanity's
dude. I think
planet.
they're
And
calling for a
it's
witch hunt.
the purpose
Yeah.
of the pulpit to say
Because
things like that,
okay,
and they
so
aren't saying
hear
it
me out on
because
this one.
they're-
Okay, cool.
So we keep bringing up Pope Clement, and we know that the history of Pope Clement is that he went after the Templars, who were deemed as heretics for the time. So that basically what they're low key calling for is for
It's a witch hunt.
a witch hunt. Absolutely a witch hunt. Like, like who they deem to be evil needs to be hunted down, and
Yeah.
like in the case of Jacques de Molay, he was burnt at the stake.
Right. For heresy.
Yeah.
Maybe all the stuff she's doing with her arm is like
Guiding people.
raising the torch to burn people.
Right. Yeah. So hey, check it out. So I'm going to ask, I'm going to check their psychic ability. I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
And see if they actually. So does all of this mean that you are wanting people to basically turn on the heretics, like turn them in,
And maybe burn them at the stake.
maybe burn them at the stake?
thinking about money, I guess.
Yeah.
Templars.
Damn.
Templars had money.
That
Okay.
lady's the woman with the green is.
Yep.
He keeps answering you. Like she doesn't say yep very often, but when you ask a specific question, that's the second time she's been like, yeah.
Right. Yep.
In that kind of creepy voice.
Okay. I was like, so are you answering us in the past? Are you answering us from the past to your future in our
Do you
present?
understand that we're speaking to you from the future?
Yes.
And wanting a big congregation.
Yeah.
Maybe, and
Wow. Man,
She's looking right at you.
she is.
what is your prescription for fighting these heretics?
Waiting for other people who have pulpits to start saying it, so that it becomes cool to say it rather than just saying it. We've been saying it.
Mm-hmm.
She wants it to be cool to speak out against heretics. Is that what she just said?
Right. I think that's what she was saying.
I'm not sure.
You still have your armor under, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I said that, but somebody said
Yeah,
it.
somebody said it who hadn't been talking much.
Right. It's a small voice.
Very
We've been
small.
saying it.
Shit, they're hearing our small voices.
They're hearing our voice. Well, I mean, because if we're coming to the past, we're going through wormholes.
Yeah, they're feeling the vibrations of our discourse, of our language.
Right.
That's what she's doing.
Our
She's holding her hand up.
skepticism, so to speak.
You know how, like, when you lick your finger and you hold it to the wind to try to figure out which way is the wind blowing and stuff?
Right.
So she's kind of doing. She's just like an antenna. She's reaching out into the ether to feel the vibrations of our words, kind of rippling back through the interdimensional space, rippling back through time to her. That's how she can hear us talk to her.
Right.
Try saying something again. I think you and her have some special connection.
No, they're just answering both of us. We're just putting it out there.
All right.
Yeah. So hey.
So do you think that the Demolay Society, is it called the Demolay Society?
The Order of Demolay.
Okay. Do you think there's any danger of the Order of Demolay to return again to Earth and cause problems for Pope Clement and his
good
spiritual descendants?
Good question.
Meanwhile, that hawk is still on that branch, and I don't see it.
Now everybody else has left, but the hawk is still there. And now the hawk just flew.
It just took off.
They tried to change the subject.
Yeah, change the subject. I think they know that we're skeptical.
Or maybe they're speaking in riddles. What does this hawk represent?
Well, the hawk represents like a predatory bird. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so predatory bird, like if you want to look at it, like the Templars had predatory lending practices. You know what I'm saying?
And what matters is what is supposed to happen. Is the hawk supposed to eat one of those babies, right? We don't know. Hawks, they're carnivorous. They have to eat something.
Mm-hmm.
What are they supposed to eat?
She just said the word eat. Look at your shirt.
Bam. Man.
You guys are connected.
And if you look at that, it says beast.
Beast, eat.
Beast.
Just like the hawk.
The hawk is a beast.
They're totally connected with you. This is insane. Plus, you're both wearing blue.
Right.
And things are always more interconnected than we think.